Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome out to 2017. Yay! Happy New Year, everybody. We're so happy that we made it through Snow Knocalypse 2017 here in Atlanta. It's this past weekend, doom, gloom. But I will say this. I'm very, very happy that the Georgia Department of Transportation had our roads clear for us, because if they hadn't, we would have gotten like 8 inches, and then we would have just come to a complete standstill and had some snow days, or at least some ice days for a few. Anyway, so holiday party reviews, let's get into that. The Jingle Mingle 2016 was an amazing success, as always. It never fails to amaze me to see how all the volunteers come together to put this event on and bring smiles to thousands of children in the Southeast. We got our commendation from Toys for Tots. They are very, very happy with us, of course, and we are always happy to be of service to them. So we've already set the date for this year's show. It is December 17th, 2017. Sorry, can't go back in time. Nope, just can't do that. Mark your calendar for December 16th. It was December 17th last year. And anyway, Area 51 Presents did a great job with the sound and lighting. You can see a little bit over there. That's some of the crowd that we had there. This is some of the sound and lighting before everybody came in. I tried to get in there, and we had this really great LED screen on the front of the stage this year, so that added just a little extra pizzazz on top of everything else. And of course, Santa Claus had to drop in, and yes, Santa Michael. You can look him up on Facebook. Him and his wife do a fabulous Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and they've been with us for several years as well. Our Angel Committee, of course, beautiful, talented ladies who help drive attendance and also are featured because they give back to their community. So they're not just pretty faces, they're pretty spirits too. And as one thing that is super, super important in this world, especially in the face of all this negativity. New Year's Eve was with Atlanta Social Events, and that was Simi Aliwaya, who also did the decorating for the Jingle Mingle, was the head of the decorating committee for that, and Larry Kaplan. We had a super huge amount of fun. This is another picture from the Jingle Mingle right here, guys, but that is another little great shot showing you some of the lights and everything there. But for New Year's Eve, we were at Cosmopolitan Live on Delk Road, where we had Jerry Farber headlining a comedy show, and then I held down DJing in the main room, and Jessica It's All Good Williams did the retro room in the side, and also entertained people as they staggered in for their breakfast offerings for the midnight breakfast bar. They have a special event facility, guys. It's beautiful. They got multiple rooms. They host all kinds of events. It's definitely something you can check out. But here's a little sneak peek at what was going on at Cosmopolitan Live on New Year's Eve right at midnight.
No, that's not it.
Find more great pictures of this event. Let's see, Chucky Photo and Paul Biaggi were at the Jingle Mingle, and then Paul Biaggi actually came through and did photography for New Year's Eve at Cosmopolitan Live, and you can find both of them on Facebook, and I also have links to both of their websites in the description down below, so you can check out some of their other great event work, because you will see them at many of the top events around Atlanta. More special announcements, and you got a little tiny sneak peek of it a second ago, but the Audioprism show has now been picked up by No Strings Attached e-News. Now, this is an online publication where they have people from all over the world that submit news and fashion and topics and interesting articles, opinion takes. American Hearts Radio director Michael Loya actually has a blog on there called Walk the Turtle that you might want to check out. It helps you kind of, consider the ideas of slowing life down a little bit and taking time to walk the turtle and allow things to develop the way they need to. But No Strings Attached e-News is going to pick up the Audioprism show. They're going to be featuring each new episode. So if you want to check them out, guys, that's www.nostringsattached- or hyphen, however you prefer to it, and then e-news. And that link is also going to be below as well. So you can check them out, get a huge dose of positivity. Brian T. Shirley, a comedian that travels the Southeast, one of his shows is featured on there as well. And between him and me and Mike Aloya and No Strings Attached e-news, we are going to be coming together on a very, very large project. And I'm just going to leave you with that teaser so you can keep checking back in to find out more of that as we develop this great new project. And if you are a film fan, you will definitely want to check back for more information on that. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, I'm doing something a little bit different this episode. Now, normally have our Off the Charts, which is newer song offerings and things that maybe came out maybe not too long ago, but just really never hit the charts per se. And I can hear myself streaming live in the background. No, that's great though. Thought process. See, okay, so Off the Charts, yes, newer songs, and then Resurrection, which is reviews of older songs that are just amazing and for whatever reason tie in. But I'm doing a little special extended length feature full of inspiring new songs, and you will be able to find that on the Audioprism Entertainment Show YouTube channel 1 week from today. And I'll be putting up a post, of course, on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and website and all those places. You know, you can't even just be an artist anymore. You got to be kind of like half artist, half marketing team. So it really behooves to try to learn as much as you can about these, but it's impossible to keep up with all of them. But this episode, I have live music for you. Now, back in season 1, episode 4, I had renowned Atlanta artist Wesley Cook on my show. We had a great interview with him and really kind of explored a little bit of his background and his influences. And I wanted to bring him on in January especially because, like I said, positive things, the more positive things that come out of you, the more positive things that will come to you. And he is by and far one of the most positive people I have ever met in person. He practically oozes positivity when, you know, he's, yeah. So at any rate, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to the fabulous live performance of Wesley Cook.
I can do anything, I can reach any goal today. I can do what I want, I can be what I want to be.
Just checking. Hi! So yeah, in keeping with the whole positivity thing, this is a relatively newer song. It's called You're Beautiful to Me. My youngest sister has pretty severe autism, and autism is terrible for a lot of reasons, but you're kind of a prisoner in your own head, you know. And she started getting into watching like or looking at teen magazines and stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you know, I just feel that there's a big gap in sort of the bar at what girls think beauty means. You know, I think it's way out there. I don't think it's realistic for most people. And so, you know, a normal girl can talk about it. It was like, I don't feel pretty today. But I didn't think my sister could do that. So I wrote this for her. It doesn't matter what a magazine says. It doesn't matter what you read when you were just a kid. Just trying to figure out, just trying your best to fit in when you were born to stand out. You're beautiful to me, you're beautiful to me. You're not perfect, but no one is. You're always beautiful to me, yeah. It doesn't matter what they say on TV. It doesn't matter what they think you should be. 'Cause you've got your own mind, and you've got your own heart, and you've got your own voice. We're all the same from the start. And you're beautiful to me, you're beautiful to me. You're not perfect, but no one is. You're always beautiful to me, to me, to me. stumble and you're gonna fall. And I swear I'll catch you, I'll be there through it all. Some people, they won't understand, but don't believe what they say. 'Cause you're perfect to me and I'll always love you anyway. You're beautiful to me, you're beautiful to me. You're not perfect, but no one is. You're always beautiful to me, to me, to me, yeah. 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 Hey.
I can do anything. I can reach any goal today. I can do what I want. I can be what I want to be.
All right, so we're back to do a quick update. Like I said, Season 1, Episode 4, if you want to catch the up-close and charming interview with Mr. Wesley Cook.
We're going to have a quickie right now.
Baby.
I was just saying the full interview is...
Okay, sorry.
This is why we can't have nice
quickie
things.
interview, exactly. I'm so sorry.
It's like we need a grown-up.
I kind of had a moment there. I was like... Ooh, you know, it's all, I just tongue-tied every step of the way. All right, so you recently have been at Tin Lizzie's. You did a little quick intro at Rose and Crown for New Year's Eve.
I did, yeah.
And then you also did your, over the holidays, you visited Emory's Winship Cancer Center, which I know we've talked about before, about you going into the different wards.
Yes.
And visiting, you know, sick children and bringing them just a little...
Well, children, adults, whoever's
Children,
there.
adults, got
yeah,
it.
Winship Center and also Northside Hospital.
Okay.
Those are the two main ones that I go to play every now and again.
Okay,
Just
so what do you have coming up?
coming up, well, this week is going to be interesting. At the W Hotel Midtown, they have this music series called Locals We Love.
Yay!
And so I'm going to be the local they love on Wednesday,
Yes.
this coming Wednesday, the 11th, 2017. That's really crazy stuff, man.
Still working on
So,
it.
yeah. And then
Only
this
a weekend.
Yeah, right. And then this weekend is actually one of my favorite festivals in the history of festivaldom. It's called the 30A Songwriter Festival.
Oh.
30A is a stretch of beach highway down in Florida. So it's like Destin, Penn, anyway.
Okay, that's
so
why I
the
sounded
whole
familiar.
place turns into this music festival. They have like huge songwriters and all the way. It's really, really awesome. Like, so I'll be playing there all weekend for this festival. So it's going to be a fun weekend.
So, well, we probably won't be able to make that. But Wednesday, catch him at the W. What time?
Starts at 7:30.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The W.
Starts at 7:30. W Midtown.
Midtown.
This is the W Hotel Midtown.
Yes. Yes. Make sure you look for that. All right, guys. Next up, we've got Megan McCarthy with Healthy Eating 101. Ladies and gentlemen, I am fortunate enough today to be joined by Megan McCarthy. She has been voted Atlanta's top healthy chef by Best Self magazine, and that's for 2016. Let's see. You can find her on ATL, Atlanta, and Company, from Monday through Friday, 11 to 12:30. Do you go on every show? Or?
Oh, no, just
just
each
in
season,
the
you know,
season
kind of
comes
seeing
through.
what's in, what's fabulous, and what I should be making.
Exactly.
So,
And you are also the edible garden chef at the Atlanta Botanical Garden.
yes.
Where else do people currently see you right
Well,
now?
I'm doing a class tomorrow night at the Cook's Warehouse.
Oh.
So that one, it's a good thing. It's all sold out, but I do them all the time. Whole Foods, Cook's Warehouse. I do private, girls' night, which is really fun because then everybody lets loose and drinks wine.
Yeah, there's wine.
And I cook food, and then I also do lunch and learns. So I come in, I do 3 recipes in an hour at your company, and it's kind of for health and wellness for all your employees, and it's just kind of a
Healthy employees are more productive employees.
That is right. Yes,
absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, let's start with what sparked your journey into healthy foods. Was this something that was always a passion, or is this something that you developed over time?
Well, it was kind of a little bit of both. So my mom is pretty much my role model for that. We always had a garden growing up, and I grew up in Minnesota. So the garden was only
a challenge.
Yeah, the garden was only a certain time of year.
Yeah.
We ate a lot of snow.
Yeah.
We stayed away from the yellow snow. My mom was always very healthy, and I was 4 out of 5 kids, so, we ate like every normal person, I think, and then packaged food industry hit really hard, and then I gained more than I wanted to, right after college, I don't know if it was the beer and pizza in college, or if it was, the hard night studying. Yeah, probably
Is that
not.
what they call it?
Yeah, all-nighters. Yeah. I think there's 2 different words of an all-nighter. Different meanings, anyway.
It's the waking up from your book pile and the
Yes.
stumbling
Oh,
home.
yeah, that was so me. I was so not magna cum laude. Those are my brothers. So, yeah. So, anyway, on that journey, every girl wants to feel good in her body. So every person, I don't want to leave the dudes out.
Don't leave the dudes out.
But I mean, that's kind of the journey, is to get to the place where you feel good in your body, and you go to bed feeling good. So all of that to me matters, what you're putting in your body and how you're doing it, and whether you're learning to make your own food. Yes. and I think I've just given Al a little challenge today. I say, hey, at least make one of your meals a day. Yeah. You got breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Dinner's probably the even more important, actually. We're always told that breakfast is so important, but I actually think dinner's more important, because that's what you're going to be going to bed with.
Right.
So eating clean foods, lots of fruits and vegetables. Some healthy fats,
some really
healthy,
colorful little guide
yeah,
here.
Yeah, well,
while we're talking about food.
Well, yeah, truth be told, I'm a recovering vegan. Yeah, so I was a vegan like 20 years ago.
Oops.
Yeah, back when no one knew what the word meant. So I didn't eat dairy. I ate no meat, and I wasn't really very nice.
Lack of protein,
Well, some might call it a raging,
Betty White,
raging vegan. So anyway, I studied food. I learned to make it. I worked in the restaurant industry, catering industry, and I worked at a vegan raw foods restaurant, and I was the chef at the vegan raw foods restaurant in Chicago, and I've never looked back. I found a knack for teaching. I love what I do.
Yes.
And
you have a pretty active YouTube channel.
Your website. My website, my Instagram. My Instagram is my favorite, because it's Chef Megan 101, and everything on it is real. So I make the food, I photograph the food, and I eat the food. So, I mean, it's my, it's not like, I'm taking a picture of my dinner. I'm actually like threading it through, where I'm kind of teaching you or showing you. A lot of it is good suggestions of, I could eat that. So at Christmas time, I just made these shredded Brussels sprouts, and I made them for my entire family. I think there were 20 of us for Christmas dinner. And
I'm a very late fan of Brussels sprouts, but they're actually good.
When you shred them and then you pan saute them, and with a little shallot and garlic and olive oil, and top them with a little toasted pecan and some goat cheese. Anyway,
pecan, who knew?
we had like prime rib and salmon and all of the good stuff, and everybody's like, these Brussels sprouts are amazing. I'm like, what? So I'm like,
eat your meat.
And I love it all, but it's all about balance and always getting to the point of 80% full.
Yes.
Very important.
Yes.
We're used to going to 100% full, and when you get to 100% full, you're going to slow down and you're not going to be able to breathe and just relax and kind of take the sensuality of life.
Yes. And really you're like at 120% full because you really get full, but you don't get the signal until after you've been eating for a little while.
Yes.
So,
And then, the little tricks of, slowing down your eating so you do register before you get too full and things like that. But just making sure you're getting your green foods, your vegetables, salads, things like that, every day.
What do you think are the biggest suggestions you would give for people with very erratic schedules? Because performers, artists, because she is on TV and has done, several entertainment related things, you get the hecticness of the schedule. You're not always going to bed on time. You're sometimes getting up way earlier than you want.
Yeah, the early ones always get me.
There's like 20-hour days.
I don't mind staying up late at night, but I think arming yourself and having stuff prepared, whether it's in your pantry, in your fridge, to having stuff as your fallback. Little things like I always have fruits and vegetables in the fridge. I always have eggs. I always have something. I have healthy fats like olive oil, coconut oil, nuts and seeds, peanut butter, almond butter, coconut butter, all that stuff. So I just know kind of like a little system and working at your system and having foods to grab to go.
Right.
So
convenience is everything. That's why a lot of us end up eating really bad stuff is because it's there and it's convenience and we can do that.
Yeah. And always basically nuts and seeds kind of saved my life. So
I always keep some in the car, too, because, when I'm at events, I never know when or how or anything like that. Apples, too. Apples are really good because they got a lot of fiber and water, which is so important for everybody.
Yeah.
What are your favorite energy-boosting foods? Because, a lot of us get into the Red Bull and the Monster and everything else, and I'm just watching her which we know is terrible.
I'm very fortunate to have not had... I've not been a soda drinker. I was when I was like a kid, and if we had like a special day, like we had to bring our lunch or whatever, I got a can of root beer. That was like it was a treat, and that's the way it should be if it is. But I don't drink soda, regular soda or diet soda. I think that's actually the first thing I recommend when somebody wants to change their eating lifestyle is no more soda. Right. They're like, but I'm like, but. There's just that anymore. Do you want results?
Yeah.
And I want to do it in a fun way that's, approachable to everybody, but, that's the thing. It's like in this day and age, hey, you either have the result or you don't, and
you either do it
and there's a lot of information out there, whether it's on the internet or just doing it yourself and realizing how you're going to feel.
Finding guides like this.
Yeah.
Which you can get by emailing Miss Megan. I'm going to get that a little bit closer. It's got, I'm going to fall off the chair if I do that. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, that's the superfoods list. So these are all the foods you get to eat. They're all in different categories. I name them kind of fun, like, we have rock star veggies, we have gorgeous greens, flirty fruits, happy fats, flashy flavors, sexy seeds and nuts, stuff like that. So, put them in categories that make it fun, and it also reminds you, I get to eat that. I get to eat that. So I think if we get back to a more natural way of eating, and making the food ourselves.
Less boxes, less bags.
Yes, perfect. Yeah.
There you
go. You're going to have to be my marketing person here.
I have a few. First of all, you said you have your event tomorrow. I know you've got a New Year, New You event, January 11th at Whole Foods.
Yeah, and then tomorrow's the one at Cook's Warehouse.
At Cook's Warehouse. And these are all on her website, too. So you can find links to all of these. And your website is?
HealthyEating101.com.
On January 17th, you've got the New Year Garden to Table. Yeah. And then you have, just before Valentine's Day, is Date Night Affairs of the Heart. And that's on February 10th.
Yes, and I named that after Rick Springfield.
We're going to take a look at some quick pictures that I mined off your social media page. So this is, of course, your award for Best Healthy Chef Atlanta, Best of 2016,
Yay.
Best So. This is the magazine for real. This is you in the studio for Atlanta and Company.
That is actually a cooking class. That's a real life cooking class.
Oh, wonderful. Great.
Yeah, that's at Cook's Warehouse.
She looks so professional and everything. It's a little hard to, but, and of course I had to put in a picture of you with Donna and Herb, the entertainment chefs. They came on a few months ago.
Awesome. They're so so fun.
Yes.
Well, they came to see me at the Atlanta Botanical Garden.
That's excellent. Yes, and we look forward to seeing so much more about what you have to offer.
Yay, thank
All right,
you.
guys, again, this is Megan McCarthy of Healthy Eating 101. There is a link, of course, to her website below. Check it out. You can email her and get your own copy of this fabulously colored superfood grid.
Yeah.
Or say superfood. And all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for some laughs, because now that we've fed your soul with some good song and we fed your spirit with a little bit of advice on eating, we're going to fill your belly with a little bit of laughter. All right, guys, it's time for the All Good Minute with Jessica. It's All Good Williams.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and Happy New Year. I'm your girl, Jessica. It's All Good Williams, and here's to broken resolutions. Yes. So, I always try to give a little positive advice to help people get through life. So today, the advice is take a break. And I don't mean that in like a candy bar kind of way. I mean, let's say you're in the middle of a situation you're not really a big fan of. No problem. Take a break. Take a mental pause. Having a moment at work? Not feeling it? Take a break. Kids, homework? Of course, take a break. Are you on a bad date? Ladies, bathroom, take a break. Now, some of you are thinking, last time someone said, let's take a break, they included the words need and space. Honey, you just got dumped. I can't help you. But keep in mind, the point of this advice is you are the master of the amount of time and how long this breaks last. So it could be a few minutes, a few years. It goes on with however you feel. For example, my parents told me to cut the grass, and I said, sure, I'll take a break. That was in 1999, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jessica. It's All Good Williams. And I always say if it's good with you, it's good with me. And if it's not good with you, well, nobody was asking you in the first place. Enjoy the year.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a moment of laughter is something you should use every day. And of course, you can always go back and look at our prior episodes for more All Good Minutes. And by the end of the month, we'll have a full playlist of nothing but minutes from the All Good Minute show. From the All Good Minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got one more fabulous guest to come on. We have concept and art photographer Miguel Tapia, and he will be joining. All right, so this, ladies and gentlemen, is Miguel Tapia. Tapia. Yes, exactly. But we already know my.
I'm not going to judge
my non, accent.
It's okay.
Self practicing that though.
We all have our gifts.
Exactly. So Miguel brings an artist's eye to the lens. He capturing scenery and capturing people through the unique visions and kind of putting together compositions. And you travel around, or I know you travel for other things as well. Mm-hmm. You studied digital media at the Art Institute of Atlanta. You've been a photographer since 2012.
Correct.
Officially.
Yeah. Officially, yeah.
Yes.
I started shooting a few years before that, mm-hmm. but I was definitively a hobbyist.
Right.
And then at some point, that was the year where I kind of transitioned from, I kind of like doing this to, I like doing this and I want to make money.
Right. Yes. Like that point where, your passion becomes a profession.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's been my journey the last 4 years.
Yes.
Is this 5 years now?
Yeah.
2017.
I mean, to look at your pictures, you wouldn't know that. You'd only been doing it for 4 years. You are also a key assistant location manager.
Yeah.
Explain that.
So that's actually how I got into photography. So I've been working in the film industry since 2005. Mm-hmm. That's what I studied in school. Although
I was very close to the photography program in school. I had no interest in it at all at that time. And so moved to LA, got into working on productions and film sets, and eventually fell into what's called location managing. And basically, we are the people that are responsible for, messing up the roads when you're trying to get to work, and we got them closed down. And, and when you're like, you can't go into your favorite restaurant, that's me. I found that place, and I shut it down. So we're the ones that kind of manage and make it possible for a film production to actually shoot at any specific location. So
I see some of the productions you worked on include The Voice.
I did, yeah. That was one of my favorite jobs, actually.
I'm sure. You also have a credit here for Fast and Furious 7.
Yes.
And The Hangover.
Yep.
And that's just a couple of them.
Hangover was probably that was actually one of my very first sort of big shows. I mean, at the time, no one really knew what that was.
Yeah,
it was
nobody
like
was,
another comedy.
Another funny movie, oh gosh.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was great. I mean, I've enjoyed doing that. It because we have to find locations, I had to get a professional camera, and that I'm very grateful for that career because it allowed me to discover, rediscover, I would say, because I've always been artistic, but it allowed me to rediscover my artistry and my creativity. And so by picking up a camera again, it allowed me to be exposed to that world. So.
Did you find yourself taking a lot of location pictures?
Yeah, I had no, I mean, honestly, like I would take, photos of rooms and beaches and mountains and lakes, beautiful places, and just I would not be inspired by those images. But I think I took my camera to like a sporting event once years ago, and it was like a small thing with some friends, and I was just taking photos, and someone was like, "Oh, that's pretty good. I like that photo you took." I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah." But it was actually what really to me was interesting. What changed was now I had people in these landscape shots I'm used to taking. Now I put a person to them, and that was all the difference. And I didn't really see that before. But once I took the pressure of work away and really started getting into shooting and enjoying it, that's where I really fell in love with it.
Well, let's look at some of your photographs.
Sure.
I tried to pick out a pretty good thing. So here we have this picture that you actually took in Cuba.
Yeah, I was in Cuba for Fast and Furious 8, actually. So I was there for 3.5 months.
Yeah.
So anywhere I go, I'm going to take advantage of that place and photograph as much as possible. So I would just, even while I'm in a meeting or if I'm walking to something, my camera was always on me, and I would just remain like that guy right there.
Right.
I just saw him. Actually, I was walking, he was behind me, and I just happened to turn the corner of my eye, and I saw him in this little dark hole. You can't tell from that photo, but he's set in probably like 20 feet. So you really had to kind of look to see that he was there. And
I put this because I'm not going to try to pronounce it. How do you pronounce the exhibition?
Cuba de pie.
Okay.
Which means Cuba by foot, but it could also mean Cuba wake up. If you in a slang way. So it actually has the double meaning. That's really only if you're Latino or Spanish speaking, and only specifically if you're Cuban would you really get that. I actually got that from one of my Cuban friends. I was asking her about it, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it kind of means sort of Cuba wake up too." Like, there's a lot going on there, obviously.
There's a lot. Yeah. We think there's a lot going here. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite trips though, and I got a lot of images like this where, I mean, it's about the people. It's about trying to get something from them. So. I'm doing another exhibition at some point this year, that same exhibition, so I'll be showing
we'll definitely add that.
Yeah.
So you let us know as soon as you
for sure.
All right, let's look at the next picture, which is one of the, and you can't totally see it from this way, but
oh my gosh,
but it is a really amazing.
If you ever get an opportunity, anybody out there, anyone watching, there's this cave called the Son Caves in Vietnam. I had heard about it 4 or 5 years ago. Been wanting to go forever, and they opened it up to expeditions about 3 years ago. So I went the second year. They only allowed 200 people or 500 people to go per year. And so you go on this 5-day trek through the world's largest cave. This is actually right before you get to that cave. There's another cave. And
that's a pretty big cave.
I know,
so,
it's huge. It's huge. You
the
can fit an
world's
airplane in
largest.
there.
I know, it's amazing.
It's beautiful. So that was one of our campsites. I don't know if you can see them with
the
the
little
tents.
glow in the lower
That's our
right
tents.
corner. Yeah.
I swam in that lake every moment I could.
Oh gosh! Wow, freshwater.
Yeah. I mean, it was freezing cold, but it was beautiful, and it was like this turquoise color. And
How could
you're
you pass
trekking
up the
for 5
opportunity?
days. You don't have access to shower or anything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm gonna
swim.
take a bath.
Yeah, I swim. In a heartbeat. I'd swim.
Yeah.
My hair would be curly and out here, but I would
yeah,
swim.
yeah.
Super curly.
Forget vanity. I mean, you were just.
Yeah, vanity. Vanity has no place in travel, really. Let's see, our next one here. Now, this is a really lovely composition, and this is a friend who you said she's not a model.
She's not a model, no. I enjoy working with people who are actually not models. It pushes me to kind of exercise my sort of directorial eye, if you will.
Yeah.
It challenges me in that way, but also it's really nice to take someone who's, sort of a quote-unquote normal person, put them in that setting, and make them feel like they're the model on the magazine, or whatever.
Exactly. I mean, and this is a great, because I've seen some other things that you've done from different fitness competitions and stuff. So, as an artist, you're always looking for somebody to kind of put you, you don't just like the, headshot. You want something that makes you look as creative as you are.
Absolutely,
So
I think that's the challenge. That's the goal always. It's
there.
like, it's trying to find a moment within that moment that is that isn't accessible to our normal eye, if you will. Because we, in sitting here talking, there's moments exchanges between us that you could capture that no one's really going to see, but that's my goal, is like, I want to stop that moment, and it's so quick, it's so instantaneous. So
I think we
that's
got
the joy.
One more. And this is a really lovely silhouette.
Oh, yes.
too. That's like talking about catching
that was in
a
Barbados.
moment. That's such a peaceful looking moment there. It really is.
I went on a yoga retreat.
Well, that would explain that. Very
and,
peaceful.
And this girl, she's from oh gosh, I don't want to mess it up. Kuwait. She's from Kuwait. She does yoga. She mainly does it through Instagram. She has these tutorials, and so this part of this retreat there's a photography component, and so she was sort of our model. And I don't know, there's something about simple moments that I love. Like, it doesn't always have to be some grand gesture. You don't always have to be doing something crazy for it to be beautiful. I mean, sometimes the simple things.
Mona Lisa.
Yeah,
I mean, really, that's one of the most simplest pictures you
what
could
is she
think
smiling
of.
about?
Exactly, but it always makes you think
Absolutely.
and wonder. All right, so where do we? You obviously can find him on Instagram.
Yeah,
I see a lot of stuff on
Instagram is really my big thing. If you want to find more
kinda
current work, I'm at Miggy.Tapia. It's my nickname. Miggy.Tapia, Tapia. I'm also on Facebook. Miguel Tapia Photography, and my website is migueltapiaimages.com. Although I'm going to be revamping that pretty soon.
Oh, that's okay. Websites are always. I'm revamping my website.
Yeah.
Everybody's revamping, right? Welcome to January.
Exactly.
We're all just like,
but I find the Instagram's probably, if you want to see anything more, that's where a lot of my very recent work kind of goes to. So. But
the website is a great way to see a large variety of your work as well. That's where I pulled a lot of these off the website and just said, hey, I want to get this thing. So, all right, guys, Miguel Tapia. yes. And I'm going to invite everybody back up here with me now, because we are going to go ahead and close out the show. So everybody's going to come on up here. Yay. Ladies and gentlemen, one last little quick special announcement. Remarkable Receptions, Conversations with Notable DJ Entertainers will be released on Amazon very, very soon. And I will also be having a radio spotlight in conjunction with that as well. So we have...
I know, where's the...
Yeah, I know, right. It's in the background.
Wait a minute, workout people in the show.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. Hold on. I was like, I'll do this. All right. So, guys, check everybody out. There's links to everybody in the description below. You can check out fabulous food, fabulous photos, fabulous music, fabulous comedy. It's just a fabulous thing. And go forth in a little bit more love than you heard today, guys, because we have actually a lot more love. A lot. Yeah, I know.
Family portrait, everyone.
Yay.
Really messed up family. So awesome.
Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you soon with the Audioprism Show.